Hello everyone, welcome to naming points, lines, and planes. So if you recall from yesterday's video, we have points, lines, line segments, rays, and planes. A point is just labeled with a capital letter. A line is labeled with 2 points and it has 2 arrows on it, and you can name it going either way. So this could be line AB or line BA. Line segment, no arrows, it's just a piece of a line. So we have either XY or YX with just a regular line with no arrows on top. We have a ray, which has an end point and 1 arrow. You name the end point first and then the point with the arrow going through it. And when you name it, the arrow always goes to the right on the top. So even if you had this QP like that, this is still ray PQ with that line that always goes to the right. Okay, even if the ray goes that way, this line always goes to the right. And finally, a plane can be named with the fancy capital letter in the top corner. So this could be plane T, or you can use 3 points, plane E, F, G, and you could say GFE or whatever order you want to go in. So our first assignment is to label and name each of these figures. Okay, so I'm going to do a note sheet with you, and then you have a similar sheet to do on your own. This is going to represent your computer screen, so I'm not going to write on this because you can't write on your computer screen. I'm going to write on this scrap piece of paper, and this is what you turn in. So here on our scrap piece of paper, we got number 1. And I have a ray because I have 1 arrow, and it's BC. So I have BC, and there's my ray, and that's all you have to write. You don't have to redraw this at all. You just number it number 1, and you're good to go. Number 2, I have a line segment. There's no arrows. So I have X, Y with the line on top, and you could have said YX. Either way, it doesn't matter. Number 3, this is a plane. So I have to write the word plane, and I need to use the 3 points, JKL. Okay, you could have said LKJ or whatever, it doesn't matter. Just label it number 3 and wrote plane JKL. Number 4, now here, number 4, there's nothing connecting these, so these are just points. So these are just points. I'll write the word points, M and N. Okay, so that's all you have to write on there. Number 5, I have a line this time because I have 2 arrows. So number 5, this is going to be, I'm just going to start with RS and put my line with 2 arrows on top. That signifies to me that it's a line, not a line segment. And finally, number 6, I have another ray. So I start at E. Okay, notice how F has got the arrow with it. So you start at E, you go through F, and the ray symbol always goes to the right. No matter what, if you have a ray, when you write it, that symbol on top will just be an arrow pointing to the right. And that's all you have to do for the first 6. Okay, yours are very similar, so if you want to pause the video here and do the first 6 on your sheet, that is probably a good idea. Okay, and then we'll come back. Okay, so if you're back now, okay, we're on to this part B here. We're going to start again with number 1. We're going to draw and label each of the following. So for number 1, I have a plane. So I just need to make a box, a square. It doesn't have to be perfect. Okay, my drawing is pretty ugly just so you can see, yes, you can draw it ugly. And this is plane N. So I'm going to put an N in one of the corners. Okay, you could have put it there, you could have put it there, it doesn't really matter. It's not a point though, so there's no dot. It's just that fancy N. Number 2, I've got ray LM, so I have a point L, and I have a point M. I'm just going to put like that, it doesn't really matter. And I have the ray going through it. Okay, and it doesn't matter which orientation you have. Like you could have just made it simple. You could have made it here, L, M, boom, ray. Okay, so this or this is perfectly fine. You just got to make sure L is here an endpoint and the arrow goes through point M. And finally, number 3, line segment PQ. So that's just point P along with point Q and connect the dots. And that's it. And if I had added number 4, let's just so you guys can see, if I had PQ with a line over it with 2 arrows, again, it's the same thing, P and Q, except now you have that double arrow line going through it. So that's the difference between a line segment and a line. Line segment, no arrows. A line has that double arrow going out each side. So if you want to pause the video here and do the next 1, 2, and 3, and again, all you have to do is write it on your sheet. So right now, after this is over, your sheet should look similar to this because you have similar questions. Okay, so you pause the video here, do 1, 2, and 3, and then we'll come back. Okay, and if you're back from that part, this is our last part. We're going to introduce 2 new vocab words. Vocab words are going to be collinear and non-collinear. All collinear means is the points are on the same line. So if I got rid of point D, bye-bye, and I got rid of point E, bye-bye, A, B, and C are collinear. But if you add in point E, now A, B, C, and E are non-collinear. They're not on the same line. So like here, X, Y, and Z, I cannot connect the dots with a straight line. It makes a triangle or some type of shape. It's not a line. So collinear, on the same line. Non-collinear, just kind of random dots, not on the same line. Okay, even if you had A, B, and E, or A, B, C, and E. A, B, and C are on the same line, but if you include point E, they're now non-collinear. So here, all we're going to do for this part, 4 questions, is we're going to write, are they collinear or not collinear? So here, number 1, I've got points F, G, and H. F, G, and H, well, they're all on the same line. So all you have to write is collinear. Again, you do not have to redraw the diagram. Okay, this is what I'm looking for. Number 2, KL and M. KLM, all on that straight line. So that means they are collinear. Number 3, QR and S. Oh, S is off the line. So the Q and R are on the same line, but S is off it. So this is not collinear. And finally, number 4, C, D, and E. Well, D's kind of close, but not quite. So they are not all on the same line. So this is not collinear. So now what you want to do is you want to do these 4. You want to take a picture of your answers. So take your cell phone. Let me get my cell phone out here. I need my cell phone. And all you're going to do is you're going to take a picture, right? Just like I am here, right? Take that picture. Make sure you get all your work, right? I had it on 2 sides, so make sure you get all your work. And then all you do is upload that picture to Google Classroom. All right, it's going to be hard to edit the PDF because of these symbols. There's not really a way to do these symbols in a PDF file. So your best bet is to just write it on a separate sheet like I did. Take a picture of it with your phone or your camera on your Chromebook and then upload it to Google Classroom.